Vicky lay still, oxygen mask covering her face. The girl who had always fought to be stronger, faster, better, now looked fragile and small. Vivian felt something crack inside her. This is my fault. At St. Bridget's Girls' Secondary School, everyone knew the twins. Vivian and Vicky. Same height. Same oval face. Same soft voice when they sang. Same speed on the basketball court. Teachers often mixed them up. Students called them the Double Trouble Choir Girls. But what nobody really saw, what lived beneath the matching uniforms and identical braids, was the silent competition. Vivian always wanted to be first. Vicky always wanted to be better. Every morning, the chapel echoed with their voices. Vivian sang soprano, clear, confident, controlled. Vicky sang alto, deep, rich, emotional. When the choir master praised one, the other stiffened. Vivian, excellent control today. Vicky smiled, but later practiced longer. Vicky, your harmony carried the song. Vivian clapped, but tightened her jaw. At home, they never talked about it. But in their hearts, a quiet question burned: who is the better twin? On the basketball team, the rivalry sharpened. Vivian was fast, strategic, disciplined. Vicky was aggressive, fearless, unstoppable near the net. They passed the ball to each other, but sometimes a second too late. When Vicky scored, Vivian replayed the moment in her mind. When Vivian was named vice captain, Vicky pretended not to care. But she did. Oh, she did. Everything changed on a Monday morning. During assembly, the principal cleared her throat. This term, our school has been selected to nominate one student for a prestigious state scholarship covering senior secondary education, leadership training, and international exposure. One student. The murmur spread instantly. The principal continued, the nominee must excel in academics, sports, and extracurriculars. Vivian and Vicky looked at each other. For the first time, the competition had a prize. At first, it was subtle. Vivian stayed back longer in the chapel. Vicky trained harder on the court. Then it changed. Vivian corrected Vicky's pitch during practice, publicly. Vicky forgot to pass the ball during matches. Friends noticed. You two are acting strange, one girl said. They both replied at the same time, we are fine. They were not. One afternoon, Vicky overheard something. Two teachers talking. Vivian's leadership is impressive. That night, Vicky made a choice. She submitted Vivian's choir solo under her own name for an external audition, knowing their voices were similar enough to pass unnoticed. When Vivian found out days later, her heart shattered. You did what? She whispered. Vicky snapped back. You always think you deserve everything. The first crack appeared. Vivian didn't confront her immediately. Instead, she waited. During an important basketball match observed by scholarship selectors, Vivian deliberately missed a defensive cue, making Vicky look reckless. Vicky was benched. Their eyes met across the court. Heart turned into anger. Anger turned into something darker. The gym was louder than usual. Sneakers screeched against the polished floor. The whistle cut sharply through the air. Students packed the bleachers, chanting names, Vivian, Vicky, their voices blending into one relentless roar. Vicky wiped sweat from her forehead, her chest rising and falling too fast. Her lungs burned, but she ignored it. Don't slow down. Don't let her beat you. Across the court, Vivian moved effortlessly, smooth passes, confident footwork, a natural leader. The crowd loved her. That was what hurt the most. Vicky clenched her jaw and pushed harder. Her vision blurred slightly, but she shook her head and kept running. Another pass. Another sprint. Her heart pounded violently, as if trying to escape her chest. "Vicky," a teammate shouted. "Are you okay?" "I'm fine," she snapped, forcing a smile. She wasn't. The noise in the gym began to fade, replaced by a strange ringing in her ears. The lights above flickered, not really, but they felt like they were flickering. Her legs felt heavy, like they were sinking into the floor. Then came the pain. A sharp, crushing pressure in her chest. Vicky stumbled. The ball rolled away. The whistle blew, but she never heard it. Her knees buckled, and she collapsed hard onto the cot. For a moment, no one moved. Then screams. "Vicky! Call the nurse. Someone help her." Vivian dropped the ball instantly. Her heart slammed against her ribs as she ran toward her sister. "Vicky! Vicky, talk to me." Vicky's eyes were open, but unfocused. Her lips trembled, struggling to form words that wouldn't come. Her breathing was shallow, uneven. She gasped. And then her eyes rolled back. Vivian's breath caught in her throat. "No. No, 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 wake up." The coach pushed through the crowd, shouting for space. A teacher ran for the school nurse. Students stood frozen, fear replacing excitement. Someone whispered, "She collapsed." Another murmured, "Is she dead?" Vivian's hands shook as she held Vicky's face. For the first time in her life, she wasn't competing. She was terrified. The ambulance siren pierced the air, loud and unforgiving. Vivian sat stiffly inside, her fingers gripping the edge of the stretcher as paramedics worked on her sister. "Her pulse is weak," one said. "Blood pressure's dropping." "Has she eaten today?" Vivian swallowed hard. She skipped breakfast. And lunch. The paramedic frowned but said nothing. Vicky lay still, oxygen mask covering her face. The girl who had always fought to be stronger, faster, better, now looked fragile and small. Vivian felt something crack inside her. "This is my fault." Hospitals had a way of making time stretch cruelly. The white walls. The ticking clock. The smell of antiseptic. Vivian sat beside her parents, her hands clasped so tightly her nails dug into her palms. Her mother's eyes were red from crying. Her father stared at the floor, silent, broken. A doctor finally emerged. "She's stable," he said. But what happened today was serious. Vivian's heart pounded. Is she going to be okay? She collapsed from extreme exhaustion, the doctor continued. Dehydration. Malnutrition. Stress. Her body simply gave up. Her mother gasped softly. The doctor's eyes were kind, but firm. If this continues, next time could be worse. The words hung in the air like a warning bell. Later, Vivian sat beside Vicky's hospital bed. The machines beeped steadily. Vicky's eyes fluttered open slowly. "Vivian," her voice was barely a whisper. Vivian grabbed her hand instantly, tears spilling over. "I'm here." There was a long silence. Then Vicky spoke again. "I didn't want to lose." Vivian swallowed. "You didn't have to win." Vicky's eyes filled with tears. You're always better. Choir. Basketball. Everything. I just wanted to beat you, just once. Vivian's chest tightened. I never wanted this. I never wanted to compete with you like this. They cried quietly together, the weight of years of silent rivalry finally breaking. Vicky was placed on strict rest. No basketball. No competitions. No pressure. The school suspended all inter-house rivalry involving the twins. Teachers watched them differently now, not as rivals, but as sisters who almost lost everything. Vivian stepped back from the spotlight voluntarily. For the first time, winning didn't matter. Only her sister did. While Vicky recovered, the truth surfaced. The audition mix-up. The missed defensive cue. The silent sabotage. Teachers were disappointed. The principal was stern. You both failed the character test, she said. The scholarship went to another student. Neither twin won. At home, their mother cried. I raised you to stand together, she said softly. Not to destroy each other. Vivian stared at her hands. Vicky looked away. They had lost more than a scholarship. They had almost lost each other. Weeks passed. Slow conversations returned. Quiet apologies. Careful honesty. I was scared, Vicky admitted. So was I, Vivian replied. They realized something painful. They had spent their whole lives trying to be better than each other, instead of being sisters who shared wins instead of counting them. Key lessons from this story. Competition without care can become self-destruction. Vicky's drive to always win pushed her beyond her physical limits, showing how unchecked ambition can harm even the most gifted people. Being similar does not mean having the same capacity. Though the twins looked alike and shared talents, their bodies, emotions, and limits were not identical, and ignoring that difference had serious consequences. Listening to warning signs can save lives. Vicky's body gave signals long before she collapsed, but pride and pressure silenced them. Love should never feel like a rivalry. What started as healthy competition between sisters slowly turned into comparison, resentment, and emotional distance. Health is more valuable than trophies or applause. Medals, praise, and recognition mean nothing if they come at the cost of one's life or well-being.
Hope you enjoyed that story. My name is Star, and creating African folktales is just one of the many things I love to do. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to subscribe, turn on your notification, and give this video a thumbs up. Your support means a lot to me. Please also drop a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts, and I'm open to story suggestions. Also, if you'd like to create an African folktale like this, check the description for all the tools I used. Be sure to watch the next story showing on your screen right now, and I'll see you in the next video.